Welcome to the Model Railroad Back Shop. I'm your host, Roger Kujawa. Something a little different today. I'm going to show you the easiest building you'll ever build and a little operation on my Atlantic Great Western. I can hear the local now coming up the valley. You see the car inspectors are here on the interchange track from the chocolate factory. AGW car inspectors making sure the cars are ready to roll when the train gets here. Now, I modeled back in the 1980s, and back in the 1980s there was a four-man crew. It had an engineer, head brakeman, rear brakeman, and a conductor. Now, we don't actually switch the chocolate plant. They have their own switch engine. It's around the corner there. They bring the cars out here for us. We pull out the empties and we shove in the loaded cars. So you have empty box cars that had cocoa beans in them, corn syrup tank cars, and covered hoppers that had starch in them. A lot of times they'll use starch in the molds at the candy factory to keep the chocolate from sticking. When I worked on the railroad, they said the slowest thing was a guy on the ground. It takes a long time for a guy to walk a whole train, so they would move the train to match up with the switchman if they could, to save walking and save time. You'll almost always see corn products, corn syrup coming into this plant. And the reason is, most of the time, big companies like this will order or have a contract for however many thousands of gallons corn syrup they want from a certain company to get a better rate. Now, that could change over the years, but you probably wouldn't see Cargill in here, ADM, corn products, or any other tank cars from other companies unless there was some kind of shortage going on. So the crew will tie the handbrakes down on those cars, and the chocolate company switcher, when they come out, they'll have to release the handbrakes to take the cars into the plant. This is as far as the local comes out of Waukesha, so they're going to run around their train here. He's going to put these cars that we just picked up into the siding and then put his caboose on the rear end. It's going to be a tight fit, but I think that caboose will fit in there. One more car, we'd have had to do a double runaround. A lot of times like this, these small switching maneuvers, the two switchmen will handle all the work and the conductor will handle all the paperwork. Car inspector's giving them a roll by. They're going to head back to Waukesha, do any work they have there at the paper plant, and then they'll tie up for the evening. So we've been in watching trains for quite a while, and you're probably wondering, where's this building that's the easiest building to model? It's right there. It's in your imagination. It's around the corner. You don't even have to build it. You just imagine that that building is around the corner on those tracks. Now what I've done here is I have a mirror, and you can see the mirror there, how the tracks go right up to the mirror. And if you park a car in there, you can't tell if that's another set of cars for the chocolate factory or if that's a reflection. So you can model this as whatever building you want, or it could be an interchange track for another railroad. Any car, if it was an interchange track, could go on this track, and it could go off to the rest of the country, and then you would get new cars back from that railroad. So you don't have to build any building, you don't have to do anything just to simulate that these cars are going in there. You could have quite a variety of cars. This could be a brewery around the corner, a paper plant, the chocolate factory, like I said. It could even just be a small building that they're going around the corner to shove cars into, like a plastic pellet plant. All you need is about 5 feet of track to get a nice variety of cars on there. And you could hide that. You don't have to use a mirror. You could hide that with more trees, an overpass. Another thing you could do here is you could get a false front building. Let me show you what that looks like. Here's a false front building. Walther sells these. This is actually this building, which I've chopped up to make flat. My friend Mike Brashear says he likes to unfold the buildings. So you unfold the buildings, glue it together, makes yourself a nice backdrop building, and only takes up about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch deep. You can make your railroad look a lot bigger with a building like this than going with a full-size building that takes up a lot more square footage. The other option is I found these on eBay, and these are photographs of real buildings that are put on black foam core with a spray adhesive, and that's about 1/4 of an inch thick. I use these on my layout, and you can see you can have quite a big industry, what looks like a big industry, in hardly any space at all. Here we are back at Burlington with that building on foam core. You can see how that simulates an industry around the corner. You could possibly do this in maybe N scale, which would make it look farther away. I'm going to experiment with that. I'd like to get a nice newer looking building. This one looks pretty dilapidated. Maybe put the Nestle's logo on it. Maybe when the guys are over, I could melt a chocolate bar over here so you could smell the chocolate when you went by, or something cool like that. Okay, that was weird. Anyway, this easiest building you'll ever build for your layout is the one you never build. So consider this as an interchange track or a track going around to a huge building. Thanks again for watching my Model Railroad Back Shop videos. Check me out on YouTube or on Facebook. I'm on both. And check out my Atlanta and Great Western on Facebook. And it's on YouTube also. So check out both of them. And I think I hear a train coming. We better get the camera set up. We talked with Otto, the tower operator here where the AGW crosses the Sioux line. He said this was a Arrowhead Yard to Madison train. Arrowhead Yard is on the outskirts of Chicago.